I wanted to take more interesting videos with my iPhone, so I got SANDMARC to send me a whole bunch of lenses to use. So when I film my car interiors on our Car Review Channel TheStraightPipes with 1.7 million subscribers, I can get some more interesting shots. So starting off, we have the case, which came onto my phone very nicely. It's got some rings here so you can screw the lenses on. I got the iPhone 14 Pro. So then we got the telephoto lens, which will give you 2x optical zoom. So on the 3x zoom lens, you get way more, which makes it look nicer and less iPhone. On the wide lens, that brings our 1x camera to about the same as our 0.5 camera, which is really nice because then if we're shooting dark car interiors, we're not getting like that crunchy ISO stuff from the weaker lens. Then we have the macro lens to get close-ups of stuff like I want to do carbon fiber, or if there's like a weird material that I wanted to see if it was real wood or not. This is a 100mm macro lens. They also have a 25mm macro lens. So this one you get farther away, but still get a lot of detail, which is cool, which you don't get from the iPhone. In the iPhone, you got to be close and it's wide. Then the most interesting lens is the Microscope Lens, which you need to press right up against it, and you can put on the 1x or the 2x. It's literally a microscope. It's got a built-in light, which is super cool. So I could see what the actual stitches on a car are made of, what the actual wood is, what the actual carbon fiber is. Right now, got a Toyota Sienna in brown. So it's not that exciting, but I can get a close-up of the paint, close-up of the stitches, which looks like totally like from another world, and then like little dirt you see in there, which is kind of gross, but it's interesting anyways. So starting off, I already unboxed them all. They come in these nice little cases. And if we open them up, we'll see what's inside and we'll test them all out. So first up, we got the 100mm macro. Then we got the 16mm wide. Then we got the telephoto. And lastly, the coolest one, the Microscope Lens. Now these cases are nice. It would be nice if it actually said the name on the case, but I mean, you could just like label that with tape or whatever. So let's start off with showing the wide lens, because the wide lens is pretty much going to replace the wide lens on my iPhone. So, you know, I got the iPhone there, everything's ready. This comes in a nice little container. We pop off the lens cover, and you can pop this off or just unscrew it off. And it really easily just threads onto here. And then I've got a wide, so you can see some comparisons now of me using it for filming the interiors of the Sienna. It's nice because of the ISO bump. You just get better quality because you're using the best quality camera on your iPhone. And for certain shots, you can't use the native iPhone camera. You have to use something else like Filmic Pro, or I'm using ProCam. And with that, you can like dial in the focus and everything, and that's really nice. So moving on to that and talking about the app, if we try our telephoto 2x, so we can put that on the 1x or the 3x lens. And when you put it on the 3x lens, then you actually have to use a different app to focus that. And I'm using it all for video, not for photos. So it is a little shaky because it's such a long lens built onto something that has like an internal stabilizer. But you just use a little warp stabilizer, you're good, or a tripod, and then you can get really nice shots with your iPhone that doesn't look, of cars, that doesn't look like it's shot on an iPhone. This would be really cool if you had to like run and gun or whatever, and you didn't have your whole setup. And then speaking of run and gun, okay, so I got this cool case. That's nice. I can screw the things on. If you don't have the case, check this out. Okay, so for the wide lens, it comes with this clip. So you can clip this onto anything and then thread it on right here. So what I even like to do, or I'm going to do, if I wanted to film an interior shot on my own and see what I'm framed up on, I can literally clip this on over my front lens right there, and then screw this on right here. And then if I mount it to my car, here, and then I got a nice wide video here instead of just that, which is great. You gotta line it up right there. And then it looks cool when you're close up too. All right, next up, the 100mm macro. Let's start this off by putting it on the 1x lens. Here, I got this little model car of this actual car I have, so we can show something nice. But I'll show footage right now of me using it in the Sienna, getting some close-ups of some cool stuff. It does work pretty well. You get like an interesting look, especially on like close-up materials and stitches and stuff, without going too far like the microscope lens. Okay, so here I'll just screw it on the 1x camera, and with this one I definitely found that it's better to use the app, because you got to deal with like a camera app that you can control everything, because you got to use the focus. So here, if I show the inside of the prowler, we got autofocus set to 0. Oops. I'll set my autofocus to, found it like the best if you set it as far as it can go. Look how cool that looks. Remember, I'm doing everything video because we're like a video page, not photographers. I want to get the front. See how far away I am, but I still get a lot of detail. And then I guess with this app, like I can, if I want to get the logo right, I can also digitally zoom in. I'll see how that looks warp stabilized after my shaky hands, because, you know, what can you do, right? So anyways, then you can also do 2x zoom or 3 macro on the 3x lens. So if I screw it onto this one, switch my thing over to 3x and set my focus as far as it goes. Now I can get a detail shot of the cat on the seats. If I want to get the grill, and that's with no digital zoom. You see, I got some hairs in there, some little threads or something you can't even tell. And this, if I have it stable, it looks like. And then I guess if we show some close-up of money, because everyone knows what money looks like. That's how close you get to a $1 bill. We'll do it on the eagle's head. Now, the real fun, the microscope lens. You can put it on the 1x or the 2x, and then it's actually creepy how stuff looks that close. So like, I guess it's meant for like bugs and stuff, or maybe like flowers and plants. You need to be right up against something for it to show. But let's try. And then you have a USB plug that plugs in to power the light. Two modes of lighting for this light. So I'm really excited when we get some like real wood or real carbon fiber in a car to see how real it is. I did test it out on the paint specs on the Sienna, as well as using the macro on the Sienna for the paint specs to see what it looked like. And it did look really cool, but I think because you have to be right against it, it doesn't work as well for the paint as the 100mm macro does. Okay, so set it up to the 1x. 1x. Got my light on. Here we got, how many modes? 2 modes of light. Let's put it to the brighter one, and let's take a look at that eagle now. We got to put our autofocus to full 100 and go right up to it. Look at that. How cool is that? Then we can, like, you know, brighten it up or whatever. Then if we change the focus, you can see what happens. But yeah, that's cool. If we test it out on the car, what should I put it up against? Maybe the tread pattern on this tire. You have to get right up against it. Let's see. That's how close you get. you actually have to like touch something. Here, for all the Straight Pipes fans out there, let's do this is what the visor looks like on a Plymouth Prowler model car. This is what the grille looks like. Can I even get to the grille? Not really there. And then if I put it on 2 times, and then we do the dollar bill, then it's going to get really crazy. Switch it to 3 times. 3 times. I keep saying 2 times, but okay, where is that bird? That's how close we get. We can actually see like the fibers in the dollar bill. Here, I can zoom in even more. You can see the strands that the dollar bill is made out of. How crazy is that? Let's see. Okay, and just for fun, we got the SANDMARC logo on the back here. Let's see how close we can get to that. See the quality of, or not even the quality, just what screen printing looks like. Here, if I put it right up against, can I change the autofocus to make it easier to see? That's what screen printing looks like close up. I would have never known. So cool. So yeah, all these lenses are pretty awesome. I think I'm most excited to film like actual high quality materials and colored stitching, see what stuff looks like close up. I'm excited to not lose any like ISO quality when shooting the wides on cars that are dark. Because a lot of the cars, you film the interiors, right? The windows aren't huge. It's a black interior. You get that noise, which looks awful. And I'm excited to next buy the fisheye lens, which will make this even wider than the wide lens, because that could be good for cars too. And then also the 25mm macro, I think would also be a fun addition for close-ups of stuff, because I just like love wide macro photography and video as well. And yeah, I really enjoy it. Thanks SANDMARC for sending this stuff. Super high quality, looks super awesome. I love that you can just clip it onto different things. And it's gonna be cool to show things in car reviews that other people haven't thought about. Like how many different colors of spec are in this brown paint? So many, it's not just brown, things like that. Like this stitch, okay, it looks cool. What does it look like close up? Interesting. Is this carbon fiber or steel or, you know, metal material real, or is it just a really good printed on fabric? And it's the stuff that like would look kind of crappy quality on a regular iPhone because you'd be zooming in so much digitally on the wide lens already. So yeah, really enjoy these. They are high quality, they look cool, and gives us a lot of different things. And this case is nice too, because my old case kind of bit the dust. My phone is, oh, absolutely shattered. And this fits well over it and keeps, I guess, all the parts of it together. So thanks SANDMARC for sending this stuff over. These lenses are awesome. I'm really excited to use them in car reviews. Let me know which lens is your favorite, which one would you buy, and what should I shoot with them in a car with the microscopic lens and the wide lens and the macro lens. More paint, more stitches, carbon fiber, metal, tires, brakes, carbon ceramic brakes, that would be cool. When I get it, I'll film it and put it in reviews on the Straight Pipes. Check us out there.